Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Asad Yaqub and once again I welcome you to my academic Ielts reading video section 3. In this video I'm going to tell you how to deal with question type yes, no, not given. I know for many students this is very confusing. They often write the answer as no but the answer is not given. They write answer as not given but the answer is no, and sometimes they get confused whether it is yes or no. If you have these problems, this video is exactly for you. That's why watch this video till the end. It will not be the waste of your academic time. I know that. So guys, let's take a start. If you haven't subscribed my channel, consider subscribing. Let's start with yes, no, not given. Okay guys, now we've got yes, no, not given, and do the following statements agree with the claims of writer in reading passage 3. So writer's views or claims. Question number 32. Exposure to different events forces the brain to think differently. Now first you need to find out about events. Exposure to different events, and then it forces the brain to think differently. This is what you need to find. Okay. So exposure to different events and then it forces the brain to think differently. That's what we got to find. And first you need to scan. Once you reach there, then you can find the answer. Exposure to different events, experiences and all that. So we are already done with this part. Let's start from here. And by the way, you know this part is still untouched. So we need to check over here these answers. Okay, perception, they talk about perception, and then it is learned process. All right, change. We just need to find out actually something which is exposure to different events. Brain's best theory, okay, these conjectures, this and there, The best way to see things differently to other people is to bombard the brains with things it has never encountered before. These can be, alright. The best way to see things differently to other people is to bombard the brain with things it has never encountered before. Alright. Novelty releases the perceptual process from the chains of past experience. Wow. Chains of past experience. That is actually exposure to different events. Exposure to different events is mentioned here. The best way to see things differently to other people is to bombard the brain with things it has never encountered before. Now this is actually exposure to different events. Novelty releases the perceptual process from the chains of past experiences and forces the brain to make new judgment. Exposure to different event forces the brain to think differently. Forces the brain and brain to think differently. For this, they have mentioned forces the brain to make new judgments, to think differently and to make new judgments. That is the same thing. That is why the answer to question number 32 is yes. Right? Good. We found it. Exposure to different events and brain to think differently. Next, 33. Iconoclasts are unusually, this is important, iconoclasts are unusually receptive to new experience. Now they are unusually receptive to new experience. Let's just see. Iconoclast. We found it here. Successful iconoclasts have an extraordinary willingness to be exposed to what is fresh and different. Wow. Iconoclasts are unusually receptive to new experience. Good. See that? Successful iconoclasts have an extraordinary willingness. Extraordinary and unusually. See that? Unusually, extraordinary, receptive to new experiences, and receptive is willingness. New experiences is to be exposed to what is fresh and different. Now fresh and different is new experience. Now you tell me the answer is yes or no? Yes, exactly. 33. The answer is yes. Now 34. Most people means majority. Most people are too shy to try different things. Let's see. Most people are too shy to try different things. Okay, these type of statements are not given by the way, but anyways, we see most people are too shy to try different things. So observations of iconoclasts shows that they embrace novelty, while most people, most people avoid things that are different. Most people avoid things that are different, but actually they say most people are too shy. Now this word too shy is actually decisive here. Most people are too shy to try different things. They say most people avoid different things, but here they say most people are too shy to try different things. Most people avoid things that are different, but most people are too shy. Just because of this too shy, this is going to be not given. Do you understand? How will it be? Yes, I tell you, let's convert it to yes. Most people avoid things that are different. So if they write most people avoid different things, then it is yes. Most people try to do different things, then it is no. But shy, they did not mention anything about shy, it's not given. Number 35. If you think in an iconoclastic way, you can easily overcome fear. Now let's see. If it is like that, you can easily overcome fear. Two statements. If you think in an iconoclastic way, you can easily overcome fear. Okay, let's see, where do they talk about fear and all that? Yeah, fear is here. So we are going to just read this. The problem with novelty, however, it is that tends to trigger the brain's fear system. Okay, fear is a major impediment to thinking like an iconoclastic and stops the average person in his tracks. So fear is a major impediment to thinking like an iconoclast. So if you think in an iconoclast way, you can easily overcome fear. No, they don't say that. They actually say, they actually say this here. There are many types of fear. Alright, they say fear is a major impediment to thinking like an iconoclast and stops the average person in his tracks. Now stops the average person means average iconoclast in his tracks. There are many types of fear, but the two that inhibit iconoclast thinking and people generally find difficult to deal with are fear of this and fear of that. So if you think in an iconoclast way, you can easily overcome fear. No, you cannot overcome fear. That's what they say here. They are saying actually the problem with novelty, and then say fear is a major impediment to thinking like an iconoclast. Fear is a major impediment, and then they say stops the average person in his tracks. So it isn't that if you think in an iconoclast you can easily overcome fear. This is no. Now question number 36. When concern about embarrassment matters less. When concern about embarrassment matters less, other fears become irrelevant. Okay, so there are the other fears that become actually irrelevant. I don't understand this statement very clearly, because they say when concerned about embarrassment. It should have been when concerned about embarrassment matters less. Okay, anyways, when concern about embarrassment matters less, other fears become irrelevant. So let's see if they say anything about this. They say these may seem like trivial phobias, but fear of public speaking, which everyone must do from time to time, afflicts. So this makes it too common to be considered a mental disorder. It is simply a common variant of human nature, but there is no mention of embarrassment and all that. When concern about embarrassment matters less, other fears become irrelevant. There is no mention of this thing. So it is not given. I'm not so sure about it, by the way. I'm not very sure about it. But anyways, they did not mention anything about embarrassment, so it's not given. 37. Fear of public speaking is a psychological illness. All right. Fear of public speaking is a psychological illness. So let's see, what do they say? They say, but fear of public speaking, we read from here, but fear of public speaking which everyone must do from time to time afflicts 1/3 of the population. This makes it too common to be considered a mental disorder. Too common to be considered a mental disorder means they do not consider it a mental disorder. This makes it too common. Means this public speaking afflicts 1/3 of the population. They have this fear. So this makes it too common to be considered a mental disorder. This is not a mental disorder. Over here they say fear of public speaking is a psychological illness. Psychological illness or mental disorder, that is the same thing. No, actually they have not mentioned that. It is not a mental disorder. That's why the question number 37, the answer is no. Welcome back. So guys, feeling confident? Good. This is important. You know, confidence is the key and practice makes perfect in IELTS reading. More you practice, more you become perfect in IELTS reading. That's all. I teach IELTS online. If you want to join my online IELTS classes, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. Asad Yaqub truly wishes you all the best. Take care. Allah Hafiz.